Hi, hello, 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 and welcome to another weekly Ready Communities update, the very first one for 2026. My name is Chad Renando.
And I'm Kerry Grace. And before we start, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians and elders past and present.
Thanks, Gary. And so here we are, 2020, so 2026, just coming off fresh hot from 2025. Really an incredible year that we had last year in Grafton. And an incredible conference. A lot of people came together, and we keep getting that feedback of just the connection, the new information that they shared, new collaborative opportunities that they've had from the conference. Still getting some of that really good feedback. Hey?
Yeah, the feedback's really exciting. And the Ready Communities work is, I mean, it's a long game. We're not going to see big ribbon cuttable things happening overnight, but we're seeing some really exciting things from people connecting with either social impact investors or with each other so they can have collaborative work, all the way through to new projects starting that have initiated actually at the conference as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things both you and I were reflecting on towards the end of last year is that um, people saying, "Look, we finally get it now. We're finally using the language around readiness in some of our day-to-day things. We see what we're trying to do, but quite often it takes that longer term, 10, 12 months for them to say, "Oh, I finally understand." And the conference really acts as that culmination point where they say, "We get it now, so let's start really enacting into the next year on some of the projects that we talked about."
Oh, it's so true. And let's remember why we're doing this thing. Because, why would you go out and start any kind of social enterprise, leave comfortable salary packages, etc.? It's because we believe that regional communities need to they need to operate in different ways when it comes to regional development. So looking at problems, which everybody has an abundance of, if you want to really look at it, is not what's going to create sustainable change in regional communities. We need a whole new toolkit to do that. And that's exactly what we're cultivating.
That's right. That's right. And it has been cultivated over the last couple of years. 2024 in Kempsey, 2025 in Grafton. And now, as of next week, we're heading into Stanthorpe. We've been talking to them for about 3 or 4 months now, being invited in. And we're kicking that off proper next week in Stanthorpe in Queensland.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? And incidentally, when I drive to Stanthorpe from Grafton on Monday, I know we'll be stopping off in Tenterfield. If there's any other locations where we should potentially stop off there or back, would be great to know as well. But yeah, looking forward to being in Stanthorpe Monday to Wednesday this week.
That's right. And it's part of the Ready Communities program, which is a 2-year program going into communities with that 10-month lead in, which kicks off this month for the conference, which is happening in September. And the dates for that Social Impact in the Regions conference.
2nd to the 4th of September. But we do know that the Philanthropy Australia National Conference is in Brisbane the week after. So we're really encouraging people to stick around, hang out, check out the Stanthorpe area because it's pretty beautiful. We're so lucky to go into these communities a whole year before and a whole year after the conference.
That's right. That's right. And that's part of the reason why we're doing this is, because we know the value of conferences to really achieve all those things about readiness we talk about, greater clarity, connection, capability, capacity, collaboration for purpose and advocacy and promotion. We get all that with those 3-day intensives. But we also know for that conference to actually have an impact, you really need that longer term 10-month lead in, plus the 12-month follow-on support. And so that's what Stanthorpe's going to be experiencing between now and 2027, even as then we're going to be looking at another community in 2027.
Yeah, and actually, we are looking for our host communities. Would really like to have our trajectory through to 2030. So I've been checking out Norfolk Island, which has been really great to check, and it would be a fabulous place to be. I mean, everywhere in regional Australia would be fabulous, but we really want a community to call us in that really, really wants to look at this broader change, not just having the sugar hit of a conference alone.
Yeah, and that broader change is something I really want to reinforce is it's definitely about that local community, but about a national conversation and getting that connectivity. So when people invest their time and energy into something like this, it's really bringing it to that national conversation around readiness. And we see that building across Australia and globally because we're going to be having some global opportunities as well as we travel. We got some things over in Europe that we're going to be doing some speaking on and also learning from to say, well, how do regions do this better? Because it's not just an Australian thing. It's not just a Queensland or New South Wales thing. It's a global challenge.
Yeah, it really is. And every community we go into, we see, the similar challenges, housing, youth, etc. But even though they may have a different flavor community to community, but like I said before, we can't just keep stabbing at problems because it's not going to create change. We need a different pathway. And I'm excited about dipping into that international context as well, because there is certainly a lot we can learn abroad.
That's right. That's right. And also what we're finding, just in all humility, things that we can share because people are looking to Australia because we are such a regional nation on how are we doing it and what lessons can we share with the world at the same time as we embed some of those lessons locally. Um, but part of that is also really diving into some of the what we call the focus areas. You can talk about the generic place, overall system level change, but when you actually go into communities, people are passionate about their particular thing, about youth, about agriculture, about water, about housing, infrastructure, and that's what really binds people together. But we also understand the connection between those different focus areas. And that's really what I'm excited about, particularly for Stanthorpe, continue to test some of those focus areas.
Yeah, I think it'll be good too. And then, of course, we have the 5 focus areas that we had in Kempsey, 5 in Grafton. While there was some overlap, they weren't identical. We're also starting to make some really great partnerships. Like, for example, Why Leave Town has been a partnership we've had for 2 years now. So Ash has had his Why Leave Town program, which left an amazing legacy in the Kempsey community, which the local community has driven forward to the Kempsey Cash program. And then in Grafton, they already had a shop local program, which was also provided by Ash, but they've been able to reinvigorate it through this process too. So we're excited about continuing to build all of these partnerships in years to come
That's right.
around the
That's right.
focus areas.
That's right. And it is, so if you are looking, you want to be involved, absolutely, get your tickets to the conference. We'd love to have you there. Um, Both accommodation and tickets will be limited supply. So definitely get in early. We are already starting to see some places book out for the conference for those had a bit of a pre-awareness from our announcement in September. Um, but also, if you want to invest in those focus areas, we mentioned a few of them. We co-create those with the community. We can't tell you what they're going to be. There's typically something around youth, typically something around one of the industry sectors, likely something around Main Street, but we'll see. It really depends on what that community comes up with. But that's connected to a national conversation, to national partners that want to be a part of that to solve it for communities all around. It's definitely informed by Stanthorpe, but something that's relevant for all communities both to feed into and learn from. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, please connect with us. And also, if there's certain areas, overall place-based, how we do this stuff better, if you want to learn from and contribute to that, I'd love to have you on board. And finally, some of the functions that we do. How do we evaluate better? How do we do governance better? What are the collaborative structures in communities? We're developing all of these, learning and growing as we go through. So definitely keen to get partners on board to walk alongside with us, to learn, grow, and invest, because it really is a systems conversation around the nation.
And similarly, we're more than happy to share what we know through various conference speaking opportunities or corporate speaking opportunities, whatever it is. We're being able to work so deeply in communities. It obviously enables us to learn more quickly as we're focusing on what readiness is and how it may be different and similar to other existing initiatives.
That's right. That's right. And we really are just, again, privileged and humbled to be able to be a part of this as we look forward to our third year now. The time goes incredibly fast, and then looking to expand into multiple regions over the next few years. But yeah, thank you very much. We'll be doing these weekly updates just to kind of build in public, as we say, and keep people informed.